I already mentioned in one of my previous videos that Hitogami wanted to prevent Rudy and Roxy from having a child at all costs. That's why he did everything to lure Rudy to Ranoa, where Sylphiette had studied. He wanted to give Rudy a wife, so he wouldn't chase after Roxy, and something that would keep him there and keep him bound to the land and to the location, namely family. That's why he wanted to give Rudy his first wife and his second wife. The prospect of another great reward had already helped Hitogami separate Rudy and Roxy once before, thanks to the advice to rely on Rujet, who Roxy feared, and thanks to the eye Rudy received from Kishirika Kishirisu. Hitogami was able to prevent Rudy and Roxy from meeting in the city of Windport. But Rudy decided to defy Hitogami's will, and thus was able to save Roxy in literally the last second. That's precisely what Hitogami wanted to prevent. He knew that Roxy would die if Rudy weren't there. I mean, it was after all Rudy who found Roxy, not anybody else in the literal last second, and he separated himself from the group and went straight toward Roxy, finding her just in time, because if he hadn't been there, the others wouldn't have found Roxy in time. This is the main point. And without the book that explained the teleportation labyrinth, they couldn't have reached the third level or searched for Roxy effectively at all. I mean, a month had already passed, and Roxy's strength was waning. Even if the Fangs of the Black Wolf had taken an all-out approach and hired every available adventurer, the rescue mission wouldn't have succeeded. It was evident how desperate Geese was when he tried to hire just one more man for reinforcement. It was very clear that the rescue mission for Roxy wasn't going to go well either. So Hitogami's goal was to eliminate Roxy by having her perish far away from Rudy in the teleportation labyrinth. Because on their own, neither Paul's team nor the other adventurers around could have saved Roxy. Even if, and this is the next spoiler, later Hitogami would tell Rudy this exact lie. This wasn't clearly explained in the books either, but you could see how difficult it was for Geese to hire someone. Geese would never have managed to gather enough people in time for the rescue of Roxy, as Roxy would have been dead already in the very next day. Even an entire army couldn't have helped Roxy at this point, because Rudy had the teleportation labyrinth handbook, which revealed which teleporters were traps and which led to another level. And here comes the biggest spoiler so far. Geese only knew about Zenith's location because Hitogami told him about it. There was no rumor about Zenith, as she was sleeping encased in a crystal. It was a lie of Geese. The entire rescue effort was only supported by Hitogami in the first place, so that Roxy would be recruited for it and then perish in the labyrinth, not because he wanted to rescue Rudy's mother or anything like that. That's also why Geese was there when Rudy was in prison. Hitogami had planned from the beginning to take out Roxy, so he set up Rudy with Geese, and thus build up trust between the two.